state's contention that an unemployed individual with a questionable mental history was behind a coup plot. Is that seriously what the NPA is going to pursue here?
At this stage, as the state, that's the information we have. As you might be aware, that investigations are still in progress, and we'll await then the finalization of such investigations. But at this point, yes, we can confirm as the NPA that that's the information we received from the investigation team of the Hawks, and hence we've placed the matter on the roll today.
But the state itself is raising concerns about this accused's mental status, and he says he can't recall if he went to a mental institution.
Well, there are certain aspects within the investigations that are conducted so far that have raised a concern from our side as the state. Hence, we've mentioned in court that we intend referring the accused to a mental institution to be observed.
Would that not be better to be done before bringing a case against him, given the seriousness of the charges?
I didn't get it.
Would it not be better to actually assess his mental state before committing such serious charges against him?
Well, it depends. As you'd remember that as the NPA, our duty is to go through the contents of the docket. So with what we had so far as the NPA, within the docket itself, we felt that the accused had a case to answer. But that does not remove the fact that as a state where we suspect that the accused needs to be referred for mental observation to do such, it doesn't stop us from doing that.
Was the NPA involved in this case? Were you involved in the investigation? Because it almost seems like, I mean, which of your units was involved in this investigation?
Well, I need to confirm that as the NPA, we received the docket, and an advocate was assigned to form part of the investigation team so that he can, from time to time, advise what needs to be done.
But when did you receive the docket? Was it today or was it earlier?
The docket was firstly brought to the national office of the NPA with the thought that it might be necessary for the PCLU unit to deal with it. But then the NDPP's office referred the matter to the Director of Public Prosecutions in South Gauteng. I don't have the specific date, but it was not today.
So in other words, the NPA determined that this wasn't actually terrorism / serious state crime and actually referred it back to a regional prosecutor.
The NPA actually determined that the charge that can be preferred against the accused is that of conspiracy to commit murder.
But at no stage treason, terrorism, anything like that?
At this stage, we don't have such information.
If the mental state of the suspect is in question, would the NPA not want to move to have the evaluation done before he's taken back into incarceration? Would it not be wise to just not throw him back in prison if there's a possibility that he's actually mentally ill?
Look, most importantly, first, the accused has a right for legal representation, and which is what we have agreed upon together with the presiding officer, that the matter must be must be postponed so that he can acquire legal representation.